Excuse me. Good afternoon. Do you have senile dementia? I'm sorry, it's a book by Levinson and Horville.
Ah, no, it doesn't spring to mind. If we have got it, it'll be in medicine over there under the weather section.
Ah, how appropriate.
Sorry?
Under the weather.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, thanks. Excuse me, it is Sarah France, isn't it?
Yes. Dr. Greenland?
Yes. Please call me Sam.
You worked with Henry on that geriatric survey, didn't you?
Oh, that's right. May I say how sorry I was when I heard about Henry?
Thank you. Are you living locally?
I've just started a new job here.
Ah.
Have I got completely the wrong end of the stick, or weren't you a bit of an expert on geriatrics, too?
No. Well, only my mother.
Sorry. Well, it's lovely to see you again.
Good to see you, too.
Very nice bookshop.
Yes.
Do you own it?
No, just work here. No, it's owned by the owner, Mr. Russell.
Ah. I seem to remember, though, that you knew quite a lot about antiques and that kind of thing.
Once again, only my mother.
Yes. Now, Vera, tell me more about all the latest excitements at your old people's home.
The Sycamores is not an old people's home. It is an eventide home.
Yes, dear. Well, what's happened? Don't tell me the milkman left the wrong flavoured yoghurt again.
There's no need to be sarcastic, Eleanor, dear. Quite a lot happens at the Sycamores.
Oh, yes, I'm sure it does. I'm sure the lively social life was one of the reasons your daughter Tricia shuffled you off there.
She didn't shuffle me off. It's just that Tricia has a very busy life being married to a merchant banker. Yes, and Tricia and I came to a mutual decision that the Sycamores would be an ideal eventide home to
shuffle you off into, yes. Well, what's been happening there? Give me the dirt.
Well, we have a new resident. Oh. There were a couple of vacancies when Brigadier Stillman and Miss Winthrop, when they, moved on.
Oh, yes, of course. You went to the funerals, didn't you?
Anyway, this new resident is rather a sad case, I'm afraid. Now, she really was shuffled off. Her daughter forced her to go to the Sycamores.
Oh, dear.
Said she was being difficult. Said that they couldn't go on living together in the same house.
Oh.
It was supposed to be an experimental period, 3 months. But do you know, the day after her mother moved into the Sycamores, the very next day, her daughter sold all her mother's furniture and found a new tenant for her flat.
How dreadful.
Yes.
Of course, nothing like that happened with you, did it, dear?
No.
No. Your daughter Tricia waited at least a month, didn't she?
By the Elizabethan love poems as well.
Well, you said they were good.
Yes, I know. Well, they are, but I didn't mean you actually had to...
Do you want any identification?
Don't worry, I trust you.
Trust me enough for me to ask you out to lunch one day?
Lunch?
Yes.
Well,
Afternoon.
Oh, Russell. Hello. This is Russell, who I mentioned, who owns the, who is the owner. Russell, this is Dr. Lunch.
Please call me Sam.
How do you do, Sam? That's a good sale.
Yes.
More books than we shift in the average week. Oh, very romantic.
Yes, well, I think I'd better be going. And with regard to the other matter,
Yes.
I'll follow up on that one.
Oh, sorry, Russell. Yeah, please do.
Yes, I'll use the telephone to make contact by telephone. I'm sure I'll be able to find you.
Yes, I'm in the book. Well, that is to say, I don't live in the book. My number's in the book.
Well, it's very nice to see you again, and to meet you, Mr. Russell.
Russell is my Christian name.
Oh, Russell, that's unusual. Sounds like autumn, Russell. Yes?
Aren't you going to take your books?
What? Oh, yes, of course, thank you. Well, 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 goodbye.
Well,
Well,
unusual name, Dr. Lunch.
yes, isn't it?
Sarah, would I be right in
Jiffy bags.
I beg your pardon?
I've just remembered. We're right out of jiffy bags.
Sarah,
And paper clips. I must dash to the stationers before they close.
it is only 3:30, Sarah.
Good evening, Sarah, dear. I wondered if it was you.
Who else did you think it might be? The Pope?
There's no need to be sarcastic, Sarah.
I'm sorry, Mother. It's just, when I come in the evening, I do like to have just a little time to myself, just a little moment of privacy.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more, dear. I'm just the same. So, how was your day?
As usual, the whole of my day was spent in the bookshop.
Except when you went out to the stationer's at 3:30.
What? How could you?
You have to walk past the post office.
Oh, yes, of course. And Valerie Brown on the pension counter was doing sentry duty.
Russell had run out of jiffy bags, hadn't he?
Yes, yes, he had.
And paper clips.
Look, Mother, I'm prepared to believe that Valerie Brown on the pension counter could have seen me bringing the jiffy bags back, but how do you know about the paper clips?
Ah. Valerie Brown on the pension counter's sister Mary was in the stationer's.
I really don't know why you bother to ask me about my day, Mother. You know far more about it than I do.
Well, one likes to keep informed.
No one doesn't. One likes to snoop.
Don't be offensive, Sarah.
Listen, if we are to continue living under the same roof, we must respect each other's privacy. And if we can't do that, then we must make other arrangements.
Sarah, for goodness sake.
Now, listen, Mother, I've had... Hello, Clare.
Mummy, Granny.
You're getting another cold, aren't you? Want a cup of tea?
Please.
Vicky?
You bet. Oh, actually, Mummy, I think I'd rather have one of the new Jaffa cakes.
You Jaffa cakes? Haven't even unpacked them yet, have you?
Oh, Lindsay Haggart, cousin's fiancé, works on the supermarket checkout. Mummy, why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, Sam, hello. It's Sarah. Sorry I couldn't talk when you rang. I'd love to meet for lunch on Thursday. Yes, terrific, but do you mind if we don't meet at the bookshop? Well, no reason. Could I come to where you work? Sure, give me the address. Yes, I think I know roughly where that is. Number 17.
Mummy?
Nothing. Yes, fine. See you. Bye. Hello, Claire.
My friend Diana's starting up this flat-finding agency. Actually, I was wondering if Russell would mind putting one or two of the leaflets up in the bookshop.
Sure he wouldn't. Claire. You know you sometimes complain about the way I go on about your boyfriends.
Yes.
You know, you say I just keep on and on about them, asking how serious they are and asking how serious you are before you've had time to make your own mind up.
Yes.
Yes. Well, listen, Claire, I've met this man.
Have you? Gosh, is he serious?
I've only just met him, for goodness sake. But, well, he's invited me out for lunch on Thursday.
Very nice.
Yes, I hope so. Yes, it could be very nice. But what will stop it being very nice will
Granny going on and on about it.
Exactly. Anyway, look, love, you know what her geriatric mafia's like.
You don't want Granny to find out about this lunch date.
I know, I very deeply and sincerely don't.
But it's like a member of the royal family trying to get pregnant without the press knowing.
Yes. But I want to try, so will you help me, love?
Yes, of course I will.
And when Granny asks where I am on Thursday...
I know nothing, I know nothing.
Thanks.
Incidentally, Mummy, this man... Are you serious about him?
Oh, for heaven's sake, Claire, I haven't had time to make my own mind up yet.
Have a good time.
Thank you.
And if things turn out to be really magical, don't feel that you have to come back this afternoon.
Oh, Russell, it won't be anything like that.
Never know your luck, Sarah.
Shut up. I think I might just wait a minute or two.
Why? What is it? Remind me, which one is that?
Valerie Brown on the pension counter, Sister Mary.
Ah, of course. Silly me. Don't worry, Sarah. If Eleanor rings, I know nothing about your whereabouts.
Good.
No, Cinderella, you shall go to the ball.
Thank you, Buttons. She's out of sight. I think I'll make good my escape before they change the garden Vera pony.
I hope you have a really lovely time.
Thanks.
You and Dr. Lunch.
Yup.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello, Sam.
Time to show you around where I work.
Yes, of course.
Really, Vera? At the Sycamores? Well, thank you. That's very interesting indeed. What kind of a man is this Dr. Greenland? Oh, really? Yes, well, I'm sure if anyone can find out, you can. No, of course I wasn't suggesting you were nosy, Vera. Perish the thought. Yes, well, thank you. Keep me posted. Goodbye, Vera.
So why did you get divorced?
Well, I suppose really in the end it came down to a straight choice between the job and the marriage, and well, there wasn't a pension with the marriage. No, there were things about my wife I simply couldn't stand, like her mother. Still, faults on both sides.
Well, they usually are.
Yeah, she couldn't stand my mother either.
Lot to answer for, mothers, haven't they?
Do you have any problems with your mother?
Pass. Has your wife remarried?
No. No. Even after all the agony and the heartache, there still remains something about me that she's sentimentally attached to, something that only I can give her.
What's that?
Alimony.
Come in, Granny.
Good afternoon, Clare. I just came up to see if you've got everything you need.
Yes, thanks. There's this wonderfully mushy movie on. Couldn't ask for more.
Oh.
She's dying of TB and he's about to be shot by a firing squad. It's heaven.
Clare, you don't know where Sarah is, do you?
At work, I assume.
No, dear, I rang Bygone Books and she's not there.
Well, I expect she's gone out.
She didn't say anything to you about what she was doing today?
Nope. Oh, look, she's coughing again. She hasn't got long.
Clare.
Isn't it strange how she can cough that much and still not get any blood on her handkerchief?
Clare, I want to know what your mother is up to.
And Mummy doesn't want you to know what she's up to, all right? She's had enough of it. She can't stand your nosiness anymore. Is that clear?
Very clear. Thank you so much, Clare, for your help, you quisling.
So, thank you. So, until I actually get the house, I'm camping in this flat.
Furnished?
Well, not so as you'd notice it, no. I wouldn't mind a bit of furniture, actually. I haven't quite got the knack of eating off my knees at the same time as kneeling on them.
Listen, do you know Bits and Pieces in town?
No.
Oh, it's terrific. Junk, really, but dirt cheap. You know, chairs, tables, cupboards, all the woodworm you can carry.
Well, that sounds just what I need.
I'll show you where it is now, if you like.
Oh, I'd like that very much. Shouldn't you be getting back to work, though?
No, Russell said I could have the afternoon off if things are... what about you?
Well, it's my afternoon off anyway.
Oh, good. Well, right, that's settled then.
But I thought you were worried about being seen in town.
Quite honestly, Sam, there comes a point where you might as well be hanged for a sheep as a lamb.
And which do you reckon I am, a sheep or a lamb?
Not sure yet.
Or a wolf in sheep's clothing?
Hello? Oh, hello, Mary. Yes, I see. Well, thank you very much indeed. Oh, no, I think I know exactly what she's up to, Mary. Bye.
Good afternoon, Eleanor.
Good afternoon, Russell. I don't think you've met Vera Poling, have you?
I don't think I have. Though, of course, I've heard a great deal about you.
Oh,
And a great deal about your daughter, Tricia.
ah.
The one who's married to the merchant banker.
Well, Tricia's husband has just been promoted
I'm
to...
sure Russell doesn't want to hear all that, Vera.
Oh.
Well, and what can I do for you?
Vera wanted a book.
What?
Well, don't you remember Vera?
No?
Memory's not what it was, you know. I hope the same goes for her hearing.
Oh, yes, of course. I wanted a book. I wanted a book.
A book on what?
Oh, dear. What was it I wanted a book on?
You wanted a book on bridge, Vera.
But I'm not very good at bridge.
Well, that's why you wanted a book, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, you'll find the books on bridge just there, under sports and pastimes.
Thank you so much.
I see, Sarah isn't here.
No.
Not working in the stockroom by any chance, is she?
No.
Still, I dare say she'll be back later.
I dare say.
You've no idea when she'll be back, I suppose.
No.
No. Well, time and tide wait for no man.
They don't, do they?
No. Come along, Vera.
What?
come along.
But I haven't found it yet.
Found what?
My book on bridge.
Oh, for heaven's sake. I do know what Sarah's up to, Russell.
Oh?
So please tell her that when she comes back.
Yes, Eleanor, I will. I'll tell her. If she comes back.
Thank you. That was the nicest day I've had for years.
Me too. Oh, come on, how'd you get? Quick, quick.
What do you mean?
Then you might not be seen by the geriatric KGB. They might not realize where you've been.
I'm afraid they might.
Why?
I've just remembered my car's still parked outside the sycamores. Oh, what the hell. Cheap as a lamb.
See you again.
Ah, Mother. Good evening, Sarah. I know what you've been up to today, Sarah.
Oh, well, I suppose it was too much to hope you wouldn't find out. Never mind, it was worth it.
And all I can do, Sarah, is to plead with you. Please don't do it.
Don't do what? I haven't done anything yet. Mother, what on earth do you think I've been doing today?
I know what you've been doing today, Sarah. I know that after work this morning, you went to the Sycamores
Yes.
to speak to the new doctor in charge there,
Yes.
to see if there was a vacancy for me. Then this afternoon, you went to Bits and Pieces to see how much you could get for all my goods and chattels as soon as I was out of the way. And then you consulted these people to find a new tenant for my flat.
Mother! Oh, Mother! If you only knew how completely and utterly wrong you are.
What? You mean you're not going to shuffle me off into the Sycamores?
No, never.
Even though I don't allow you to have a life of your own?
Even though you don't allow me to have a life of my own.
And even though I really am just a nosy old bat?
Even though you really are just a nosy old bat.
I was just testing, you know.
Yes, of course.
Well, I was getting on.
Don't you want to know what I was really doing today?
No, dear. What you do with your time is your own affair completely. You may take it from me, Sarah. I shall never again try to find out anything about your private life which you don't wish me to know. Thank you for everything you do for me, dear. See you later.
Well, I'll believe that when it happens.
Yes, I give it about 24 hours. Poor old bat, though. It never occurred to me she'd think that was how I'd spent the day.
So, how did you spend the day?
Very pleasantly, thank you, Clare.
And are you serious about him?
Oh, I haven't had time to make my mind up about that.